I just spoke to a TSA director who tells me that in the first half hour between 4:30 and 5 o'clock, they had 500 passengers go through the security checkpoint. So that gives you a clear idea of just how busy it is. The mass ascension has been a big success so far at Balloon Fiesta Park. Not the right way to wake up this morning with a water main break. We'll get to how it's affecting the neighborhood. First, I want to show you the traffic. It is actually up to 2,000 of Smith's employees to decide if this contract will go through or not. The union had been working to get employees better working conditions, less out-of-pocket expenses for health insurance, better wages, and better retirement benefits. A new judicial complex in Mora County has become a multi-million-dollar embarrassment, and you, the taxpayer, are paying for part of it. I will continue to be out here throughout the morning and bring you any updates on flight delays. Of course, we will have a crew out here throughout the day. Be sure to watch KOB Eyewitness News 4 at 5 o'clock for any developments on this major travel day. Live from the Sunport, I'm Cristina Rodda, Eyewitness News 4. We contacted a spokesperson for APS and also for the New Mexico Public Education Department, and neither would go on camera. Some Westside residents are not happy with the thought of living next to a sports complex, saying they didn't know APS's new stadium would be in their backyards.
Cristina Rodda is live from Moriarty, where the temperature just keeps on dropping, doesn't it, Cristina?
That is correct, Tom and Nicole. It is now 7 degrees below zero in Moriarty and dropping as night falls. We spent the day heading east on Interstate 40 to find out what people are doing to stay safe and to stay warm. In Edgewood, Joe Babe has plowed for his neighbors since 1996. He started at 6:30 this morning, but the snow is several inches high.
As you can see, this is going to be pretty tough. You know, I can get only so much, and it's already iced over. It's not going to melt today.
Being a delivery driver isn't the ideal job in this type of weather. We caught up with Dylan Manzanetis in Moriarty.
The roads are pretty bad coming through the canyon. You know, you have to watch your speed. That's sliding all over the place.
Many people traveling on I-40 are pulling off. Connie's Grill seemed to be the hot spot in the middle of snow-covered Moriarty.
There's a lot of travelers. We have 2 truck drivers right here. We saw probably about a 70% increase in business.
Meanwhile, the freezing temperatures are taking a toll on people's wallets.
The unfortunate part, it is good for business, but you know, with the economy the way it is, it's hard to see people coming in and trying to repair pipes with the little money that they have.
This hardware store in Moriarty has pretty much sold out of heat guns, heat tapes, insulation, anything to unthaw pipes. Ted Hart, the owner of the hardware store, is also the mayor of Moriarty. He says the city's pipes are in good hands.
Just the guys going out and making sure that the meters are unthawed and that everything in the city's protected.
Good morning. It is Saturday, February 5th. I'm Cristina Rodda.
And good morning. I'm Shar Spalding with a very cold forecast.
This morning, dozens of people are waking up to their apartment complex in ruins after a massive fire broke out around 3 yesterday afternoon near Gibson and San Mateo. The entire south face of the Royal Crown Apartments is nearly gone. More than 70 firefighters plus crews from Kirtland Air Force Base attacked the fire from all angles. Everyone living in the 47-unit complex escaped without injury, though 2 had to be rescued. 2 firefighters were also injured. 1 has been released from the hospital. People living in nearby homes were also briefly evacuated. Residents of the complex tell us they think the fire started in the laundry room. 75 people who lived in that apartment complex didn't have time to grab anything from their home when they were forced to flee from those flames. About 25 of them spent the night at a shelter in Highland High School gym. That's where we caught up with Denise Bailey. We talked to her again when she went back to the complex, and she was stunned.
My whole apartment is like it's not even there.
Bailey told us she wasn't sure how long she would stay at the shelter at Highland, saying she also considered going to her sister's home. She says she opened her front door to find thick smoke and got out right away. KOB Eyewitness News 4 got to the burning apartment complex just as some people were getting out.
What happened in there?
I don't know. They told me to get out.
We also talked to a man who moved to Albuquerque a year ago. Even though he lost his home and his belongings in the fire, he was surprisingly upbeat.
I got God. It'll be okay.
That man, Sammy Logan, has no family in town and is now relying on the Red Cross for shelter. Turning now to the state's natural gas crisis. New Mexico Gas hopes to have gas service restored to all of Alamogordo by today. They started restoring gas service to Red River late last night, but tell us it's not clear how long it will take to get it back on for everyone. And in Bernalillo, Placitas, and Santa Ana Pueblo, the natural gas could be back on by tonight. People in Tularosa and La Luz might not have any service until Sunday. Later today, crews will start working to get natural gas back in Cuesta, but not in Taos just yet. Restoring service to those communities plus Red River could take until Monday. Crews will start working to restore service in Española on Sunday, and we're told that it should be back up by Monday. KOB Eyewitness News 4 digs for answers as to why some communities lost natural gas service and bigger cities like Albuquerque did not. Just a few miles away from Albuquerque, the entire town of Bernalillo lost natural gas service. The Vice President of New Mexico Gas, Tom Domi, says pressure was dropping on the Bernalillo line. And unfortunately for people there, the line was much easier to shut off than it is in Albuquerque.
That to shut off Bernalillo required closing off one valve.
This crisis really shows how New Mexico is at the mercy of operations in Texas. Officials say rolling blackouts in West Texas resulted in low pressure in the gas lines to New Mexico. However, New Mexico is one of the nation's leading natural gas producers. New Mexico Gas didn't have any answer as to why the gas from New Mexico can be shipped within state lines. This weekend, APS will be keeping a close watch on the pipes in buildings throughout the district. Frozen pipes burst at a handful of schools yesterday morning. When we went to check it out, we found water gushing and crews mopping it up. Crews also had trouble shutting off the water in many places because the valves were frozen. Now the challenge is making sure it doesn't happen all over again this weekend.
Doing inspections and walking through the school all day.
Schools with damage include John Adams, Highland, Rio Grande, and James Monroe. Crews expect to have classrooms ready for students to return on Monday. By the way, 4 days of canceled classes this week will result in an extra week of school for APS at the end of the year. Now, with the makeup days, students will be in school through at least Friday, June 3rd. The death penalty will be an option in the sentencing phase of Michael Astorga. The state Supreme Court decided not to hear the petition to throw out the death penalty in his case. The district court will now have to reschedule the sentencing phase. Astorga killed Deputy James McGrain in 2006 before capital punishment was repealed in the state of New Mexico. His sentencing has been delayed while Astorga's attorney petitioned for the state Supreme Court to toss out the death penalty. APS officials are going over 3 different scenarios to handle the district's looming budget deficit. One proposal assumes a $32 million shortfall, one assumes $35 million, and one takes it all the way to $41 million. Right now, Superintendent Winston Brooks is asking the district to work on the scenario with the smallest cuts.
Here in the Duke City, Tuesday into Wednesday.
Stay warm out there, and thank you so much for joining us this Saturday. We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock. Bye-bye.